8 days away from the opener, where would you say the quarterbacks are? You feel like you're honing in on any starter?
We'll go through the weekend. We still have 2 more days of training here before we get in. The game week for us will start on Monday, so typical game week because we're playing a Saturday game. So we still got a couple more opportunities here today and tomorrow to go through everything. Then we'll sit down as a staff on Sunday and go through everybody. So we haven't talked about anybody here, there, or anywhere at any position right now. So we're just getting reps and trying to get better.
Are you hoping to have somebody in place early in the week to kind of game prep
we're
with that person?
We're just hoping to make sure we all show up to play Cincinnati.
Okay. All right. We haven't seen Soso in a few days.
He's injured,
okay.
So he should. I think he should be out there trying to do a little bit today, but he's injured. So guys are, if they're out, they're out. If not, they're day to day. Soso's day to day. So I think they'll try to do some things today. They said. We'll see where he is.
The same thing with Marcus Moore?
Marcus Moore's in the same situation, yeah.
Okay. Center snaps have been an issue, ongoing issue. Do you feel like there's been some improvement in that area?
I don't think they've been an issue, so we've been pretty good there. So.
Okay. What about Cincinnati? What can you tell us about what you expect from them and the challenges that they present?
Well, it's Luke's second year. You know, he's obviously an outstanding football coach. Took over a year ago, so now they're in year 2. I think we're going through it. You're putting in new systems offensively, defensively, and special teams. I think they probably have a second year in his system in all 3 phases. So we expect them to be really well coached. When you watch film, they play extremely hard. They play with great effort. So you got to be prepared for that. And that's kind of a typical thing with Cincinnati. They've always kind of prided themselves on that. So our guys are excited to play it, but they know it's going to be a big challenge.
Jahari Anderson is still day-to-day?
Yep.
Are there any guys who are not going to play for disciplinary reasons in that first game? Suspension?
We haven't discussed anything right now. We'll get to that after we sit down on Sunday. So.
We got tomorrow's the last day of camp, and we're not talking to you tomorrow. What have been kind of your big takeaways from this training camp about your team?
Just how hard they work. I think they've got a great work ethic, and it's a lot of fun to coach this group. They're excited. They come with a good attitude every single day, and their approach in terms of what they do. They're really good learners. I think there's a lot of guys when you watch make a mistake day 2, you don't see it in day 3. So it's been a fun process to watch them develop since we started in the beginning of August to where we are now on the 24th. So the development part has been interesting to watch and to mark. You see the young players starting to kind of step up and kind of figure out that, hey, I do fit in and I do have a role here. So it's been encouraging.
You feel like you got accomplished what you needed to during this?
I don't think anybody ever feels like they got whatever they needed to. But we don't have any preconceived notions. We just want them to improve on a daily basis, and I think they've done that.
How has Justin Murphy looked coming in?
Justin's done a nice job. Obviously he's got experience. He's picked up very quickly. He's really smart, intelligent football player, and he's been through it. So he's obviously ahead of the freshman that came in, even though he's a newcomer and wasn't here in the spring, but he's really picked things up very quickly, so we're excited to have him.
You talked about being a tough player and finishing plays and playing till the whistle a little bit, but where have you seen that in this camp?
Yeah, I've seen exactly that. I mean, he's a great effort player, and I think he's been a good example to some of the other guys. And when you talk about effort, you can just watch how Murph trains out there, and you can see that from him. So.